Hey guys, it's TK. Today we're going to show you how to make a Trilobite bracelet. So to show you how to do the Trilobite bracelet, here's everything that we're going to use today. We have 7 feet of our orange, 7 feet of the black, our clasp, our jig for putting the bracelets together, and super glue. Now, the reason that we're doing this is normally when you're making a two-tone bracelet, you're going to singe the ends and melt them together, that way they stay together. Now, not everybody is able to do that, especially if they are afraid of fire like I am. I just cannot handle it. So as a result, this is where we take this approach, in which case we'll take part of the excess string here, and we'll go ahead and just cut that off. Pull our cord back up. This way we get a good flush end on it. Now, what we're going to do in this case is take our clasp. We're going to take the end that we just cut, pull it through a little bit, and this is the Gorilla brand super glue, because it's just the strongest that I've found with everything. And we're going to get it to come out here. Here we go. We're going to put some on the end here. And we're going to go ahead and just pinch down these ends. Now, it doesn't take very long for this to dry, so once it dries, you'll be good to go. You want to try to get it as straight as possible with it, because when it twists around a little bit, it makes it a little bit harder, but this is nothing that I can't fix, because I'm already accustomed to doing this. And what we'll do is we'll complete the same process with the black. Now, the Gorilla brand just binds this very well, so unless you're really tugging at it, you're not going to pull it apart. One thing you can do when you're doing it is you can also take just like a little clear tape, just a little bit, and you can tape the very ends of this to help secure it into place, and that will cover whenever you're going through and doing your straps. So now we'll go ahead, take our end of the black, and we're going to go ahead and follow the same process again. Go ahead and cut a bit of the cord off the end, pull it through straight. Then we're going to go ahead and feed it through. Now, if you're doing a single color, you can do it just like you did with the other one, with the cover stitch. If you're not familiar, you can go check out that video and you'll have a better idea on how that works. In which case, you just feed it in the halfway point through, pull it into a knot, and then just feed the rest of yours through the other end down there. Now, we'll go ahead and pinch these down. Now, another thing, since you're cutting the end out of it, it allows it to go flatter, so you get a better seal on it. But as a result, once you have it, it's fairly on there, really snug. Plus, we're going to have this extra secured right here in a moment. So we're going to go ahead now and put these in. Put our glue to the side. Now, for what we want to do, we're going to flip this around. We're going to take our black, go ahead and feed it through the left side up here. Now, first time I made these, it took me a while to get the hang of how this process is, because normally I was doing the Cobra stitches and I made a lot of them, in which case I was used to doing it up here. I'm showing you completely different alternatives to just doing everything right now. Because where's the fun in doing everything the same as everybody else? We want something new. See, normally they would have you going ahead and rubbing your rope down, your cord, another set of string going down the middle, and then this coming down. I'm showing you how to do this with 13 feet worth of cord. Now, you want to decide what color you're going to go with first. In my case, I'm just going to go ahead and do it with the orange, because normally whatever one you got on the right is going to be your first one. Now, very similar to how we were doing with the cover stitch. You have your first one that's going to come over, and your black will come down. Take it over the orange, under the whole strip, then you're going to bring it out on the other side over here. So here's where your first one's going to look like. Now, we take the black, loop it under this piece, over the whole thing, and back under the black. Then we're just going to pull everything down. Now, once you get going with this a little bit, a few strands in, if you want to make this a little bit tighter, basically you just go down on the very first strands and you're going to pull these to pull the whole thing tighter, and then just feed the whole thing back through, as you'll see here in a moment. Now we're going to take our orange again, take it over the black, over this whole thing here, feed it under, over the orange outside, bring it around. Again, it's going over the middle, and this time under the black on the outside. Now in this case, we want it a little bit tighter. Just pull those like that, and you start getting your tighter one. So same process again. We'll take our black. We're going to go under, through, and we're going to go over the outside, over the middle, and then under again. Then we'll just go ahead and repeat the process again. And then we'll do this all the way up to the very top. It'll be confusing the first little bit while you're trying to get the hang of how the process works on it. But once you realize that you're actually only working with one cord at a time in the same process, it becomes a habit, and it's very easy to go ahead and keep going through it. Now you'll go ahead and just continue going this way all the way up through here. Now you'll notice how this is starting to get really kind of lax looking. This is where we would go ahead and fix this whole thing. Pull these pieces all the way down, and we're going to go ahead and tighten this back out here by using these. Go ahead and pull the whole thing back down some more. Go ahead and pull our orange. Now these ones can be a lot more time consuming than the other bracelets you've seen, but really in the long run these just come out so much better looking. It's just so much different. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with our black. I'll take our black cord, pull it tighter, go ahead and feed that one through, and then following the same process that we just did with the orange, we're going to go ahead and just feed this all the way through. Now you'll probably go back like this and go back through the orange again, because generally you don't want them too tight, but you don't want them too loose either. Because especially when, but major thing is when you get right through here. This is where you have your frayed ends. And if you tape it, you're not going to have an issue with this. But in our case, what we do is we make sure we lap over top of it on the bottom. And we make sure we pull down everything over top of it as we pull these tighter down here. Now, if you gave yourself enough slack earlier when you were making your initial gluing, it makes these extremely tight. Then you don't have to worry about it coming undone and just completely unbinding on you. Okay. Now, you see we're still a little bit slack, but that was accounted for earlier on when I was making an initial design. That's the reason I make it a little bit smaller, that way to account for this slack to make it a little bit more comfortable in the long run. So now let's go ahead and just finish this all the way down. And what we'll do is once we get to the end, we'll go back through this again just like we did a moment ago, and we'll go ahead and pull all the cords tighter. So for the most part now we're down at the end of this. Now, like I said, you can see definitely the tighter version that we did versus all this loose stuff. Now, just like before though, we will just start going down through here, pulling everything tighter as we go. Okay, now to go ahead and finish up our bracelet here. Go ahead and unclasp this. Now, you want to make sure you use the back side of it, because I've had times that I've completely forgot. Easiest way to tell, just watch your bracelet's clasp. Make sure that it's the curve and everything shows you it's the bottom. Okay, so now that we're at the end of it, what we're going to do is we've already fed the orange through our initial part here, so we're going to go ahead and take it back over and through to the back side. Now, we're going to take that and we're going to feed it under our orange strip down here. Now, our last black piece that we had, that we fed through, we're going to go ahead and put it through that top orange strip also. So this way, you know, we got both of them fed under the same cord at the end of it. But on the front, we'll end with the last strip of orange on here, just like we started with the last strip of orange down here. Now, just like with the other bracelets though, we will feed them through the bottom layers. So the next one will go through the black, and then we'll put it through an orange, and through another black again. And then just like with the other bracelets, we'll go ahead and just go back through, tightening the whole bracelet. That way it'll just piece together and hold all the pieces down here. And then we'll take it through this final black down here. Now, by going ahead and feeding everything through these last 4 strands, and then pulling them tight, it makes a good snug fit. So for those of you that's like me that just cannot handle that fire, this is actually just a good alternative for it. And if you worry about it like fraying or anything like that, you can put like a little bit of super glue on the ends of it. Don't try to glue the whole piece down, because if you're designing it to where it'll be allowed to kind of like slide a little bit, then that's just going to make it a little more difficult for you. So now we got it looped through our last 4 here. In which case now we want to go ahead and start tightening all of these back down. So we're going to start a little bit lower down and just start tightening our cord back up. After you cut them, you get a good flush end on the side. And you just take your bracelet, clip it together, and you have your Trilobite. Now, using a two-tone effect with these works really well depending on what you're wanting to do. In this case, I use one of the local high schools that we have because I had their color for it, black and orange. And this is a good themed bracelet. So if you're going to be having, like, you're doing special parties for school events or anything like that, choose school colors, do those, ball teams, whatnot. And, you know, this is a good size bracelet. Now, as always, guys, make sure to click the like button. Let us know you actually enjoy these videos. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can be up to date with everything we do here at Tri-State Otaku. And until next time, guys, this is TK signing out.